Yo, it's your boy Marcus from Western back with another video. Today we gotta talk about some football. Normally, I keep it to Call of Duty mobile content or mobile gaming, but now it's gotta be a little bit of football. Football season's here, and my team, in case you guys didn't know, is the Dallas Cowboys. And we just traded away Michael Parsons. So I do talk about football when football season comes around and it's time. So we gotta talk about it, bro. I'm not upset about it. I know maybe a lot of Cowboys fans are, or other people. I just did a fantasy football draft tonight, and I'll show you all my teams at the end of the video. But they were giving me shit because I'm a Cowboys fan. So it's okay to me. I don't think this is a bad trade-off, right? You got to think about 2 first-round picks, middle of the first round, maybe even late first round, depending. But that's fine. You know what I mean? We have drafted very good first-round picks. So I'm not really concerned about that. Zeke Elliott, Tyron Smith, Des Bryant, Tyler Smith. We've had some great players come out of the first round. So I'm not really worried about what we get in return. If we get 2 Micah Parsons caliber players in return, that's obviously better than trading away Micah Parsons. What I wanted to dive into with this is Micah Parsons' quality of a player that he is, and why I don't think he's really worth what they wanted from him, right? And the financial situation of the Cowboys. We can't really afford to pay him, right? He wants $47 million a year. That's his new contract. 4 years, $188 million with the Green Bay Packers. That's absurd, right? We are paying Dak 50 plus, maybe 60 million a year. We're paying CD 35 million a year. So we cannot afford to pay Micah to be a good player for 47 million a year. You know what I mean? He's not a great player. He's very good. I just don't think he's great. And one of the reasons I said that, I saw this stat. I can't find it, but if I do find it, I'll put it back in this video, or I'll put it in the comment section down below. It's his statistics against good teams, and by good teams I mean teams with winning records and in the playoffs. And if you look at his sack numbers and where those come from, they just come from all the crappy teams. You know what I mean? And as a Cowboys fan, I think he's a good player. But when you actually look at how he does when it matters most in the playoffs and against the good teams during the regular season, he's not there. Where's he at? Well, he's on the bench. And people don't talk about this a lot. He's on the bench a lot on defense. And he's a defensive player. So I'm not really... This is good for both sides. I don't think, people might look at it hey, we just lost our best defensive player. Totally fine. Our defense was going to be mid to bad anyway, even with him on the team. It's still going to be mid to bad without him, right? One of his biggest problems that I've noticed is we couldn't stop the run last year, or in the year before. I think it was both years. We could not stop the run, right? People were running the ball all over us, down our throats, over and over and over again. It is what it is. With him gone, this is now going to be bad, but it's not going to be much worse than it's been. So I think this is a W for us. I think it's a W for the Packers. The Packers should be stoked, right? They have a great team, a very young core, and their defense will be better. They're in a very tough division with the Bears, Vikings, and Lions. You know what I mean? So they're in a place where they're trying to win Super Bowls now. So that's why they wanted him. And it's going to help them out a lot. He's going to be very good, and he's surrounded by other very good players. So I think they'll be pretty good this year. And we actually the Cowboys will play the Packers, I think, in a month or two. So it'll be an interesting game to watch, to see a Micah Parsons revenge game against us, the Cowboys. So I just kind of wanted to cover this, my thoughts on it, and some of the things that, I've been seeing. People are like, man, this is terrible for the Cowboys. I really don't think it's that bad. We weren't a Super Bowl contender this season, obviously. So even if Dak and CD are healthy, we're kind of punting this season without really punting this season, and then coming back next season to try to have a better team. So this season, my anticipation is we might get 10 wins at best. You know what I mean? I don't think we're going to be, unless somebody gets hurt like Dak. If Dak gets hurt, we might be a 5-win team. But as long as Dak stays healthy and CD's healthy, Pickens are healthy, I think we can win 10 games. We'll beat the teams we're supposed to beat. We'll probably lose to who we're supposed to lose to, and then we'll kind of win some here and there, and it'll kind of put us at like 10-7 ish. And that's fine. We could make the playoffs at 10-7 and lose in the first round like we normally do. Totally fine. That's kind of how I expect things to go as a Cowboys fan. I'm not somebody who's like, we're going to win it all this year every year. That's not me. So I just want to kind of clear this up. This is a huge topic right now, and it's right up my alley because I'm a Cowboys fan. Fantasy teams, I'll go ahead and drop those here after these loadouts. I'm actually going to take a few minutes and actually dive into these teams real quick since, kind of save us some time in the comment section if you are interested in fantasy football. So this is my 12-team league. I took Bijan in the first round, Chase Brown in the second round, Bucky Irving in my flex in the third round, just because he fell to me there, and I was like, I just can't pass that up. That sounds crazy. This is a full PPR format, so I expect his receiving usage to be good. Same with Chase Brown, same with Bijan, so that's why they all have like a high upside pick. Got Bo Nix after that. Bo Nix is going to be, he's got rushing ability in some capacity, so that helps for upside and like him potentially hitting like a higher ceiling. Egbuka, just because the beginning of the season he should be good. Worthy also should be good in the beginning of the season. And Tyler Warren's kind of like my sleeper tight end. Then we got my 10-team league, which is this one right here. First round, at the fourth pick, Jamar Chase fell to me. Everybody took running backs, so that's just how that worked out. So I got Jamar Chase. This is a half PPR format. That's why the points look different. Chase Brown in the second round, or in the third round. Achane fell to me in the second round, which is crazy. I know he's hurt, but if he could stay healthy, that'd be amazing. Then I got Chase Brown. He's my I'm picking him everywhere, right? I take Chase Brown everywhere just because I think he's going to be my sleeper of the year, I guess. He's the guy who I think is going to break fantasy, essentially. Then the following round, I took Trey McBride. I just wanted that elite tight end, and it was available. Then Ladd McConkey. He's the number one wide receiver for the Chargers. And then Kyler Murray after that to round it out. That was how I kind of went towards it. You get that elite player in the first round, and you kind of want to build around it. So the other league, I just took 3 running backs because I was just like, that's insane. I got some great wide receiver values after that. So, I got Egbuka and Worthy, and then I have Rashee Rice for later on in the season when he gets back. So just kind of that strategy and how I look at it. It's all kind of luck and a little bit of paying attention. So, but fantasy football is always fun. If you've never played, I highly suggest it. You're kind of running out of time though. First game of the year is on Thursday. So thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications. Let me know the Cowboys suck in the comment section down below. I'm out. Peace.